Hello, Need to Know TV friends and family. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification button on all your devices. I'm sure by now you realize that the video is not showing. It's because I'm trying to protect people's names and places and locations of what I'm about to read to you. So it's okay for to not have a visual today because I'm trying to do this the right way to protect the innocent in the situation that has occurred 5 years ago. I received the letter and been trying to go over the letter of how I can present this to you all so that you can have a prime example of how things get mixed up and can go bad fast in the healthcare setting. So just listen, relax, take in the information. Don't worry about the errors that I make because this letter has a lot of grammar errors and I have to try to edit myself throughout the letter. Okay, people? Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification on all your devices on Need to Know TV. And I just want to say, just giving red flags of healthcare settings or any type of setting that has something to do with healthcare. And in the beginning of the letter, the employee wrote, "Please excuse all errors in this letter. It was exhausting typing this letter. I didn't have the capacity to go back on the computer to edit this letter, so please forgive me. I hope that you can see past the errors and seek the truth in the facts that are listed in this letter." Okay, this was dated some years ago. I'm not going to give the exact date, but they put a date up here. It is attention to the administrative staff, Jackie and Kathy. These are not the real names. These are just what I'm giving you as an example, okay? I'm submitting this letter because I didn't like how the phone call went about Mr. Harper Peel. I felt like both of you already had your mind made up based on whatever Mrs. We're going to say her name is Rebecca, presented to you. This letter will help you fill in the gaps that she failed to mention when she spoke to you trying to cover herself. I can't sit back and allow staff to create a false narrative of who is at fault for the peel, and it definitely wasn't me. It's been enough days that has gone by and no one has come with the truth of what happened to the peel. I will provide details for you, state police, corporate office, and any entity that need to contact to resolve this matter. As I stated in the call, my only error was counting too fast with my staff member. I didn't steal, misplace, or hide or trash any pill. My coworkers needed to step up and say where they made the error between. I'll say the 12th and the 13th. That's when something happened 5 years ago. I'm just giving a timeline here. The letter is long, but it has details to shed the light on the missing pill. I wanted my coworker to be on the call so that he or she could present to you what they told me on that evening when I made the phone call to them. Jackie and Kathy, you both declined for her, the employee, him and her, to get on the phone to be present during the call. You stated that you already had their statement. Well, the employee gave enough to cover themselves, but they didn't give the feedback story of their suspicions of what happened. The employee stated that the day shift signed the AM and PM control sheet spot before the next shift came in. When you look over the control sheet, you can clearly see that the employee on first shift wrote over the second employee on second shift, and the second shift employee changed their name and wrote over it, which is illegal. You're not supposed to write over control sheets over the name, the date, or anything. The time was fixed, the name was fixed, but it didn't fix the count. That narcotic was given 3 times in one day on one shift. It could be true that the employee from second shift gave that one pill each day that they worked. That could be true, but that shows that the count was not counted. That was in the bottle. The employee from second shift felt that something wasn't right and was wondering why the day shift person signed it in their spot. I'm not sure. I'm sure that the pill was given 2 times in one shift in error. Some nursing staff go by memory and get distracted when they're giving the pills and give a pill or narcotic or any regular pill twice. I've seen it happen before in my training and throughout my time at your place. The second shift employee stated that the day shift employee did not count the pills and never counts the pills. This is what she said on the phone to the employee. This is why it was important for all employees to be on the line or in person to have the meeting, not one person coming at a time in a meeting. Why would day shift only mention the heart of the heart pills in the bottle that were already correct? It was in the bottle was never counted for the heart pills, the narcotic. If Becca counted all the pills, she would have known that the count was right. She would not have relied on the day shift person to tell her that it counted. One thing about counting pills, nobody ain't got to tell you what the count is. You just know by counting the pills. So sometimes places people at facility centers or wherever they're at in healthcare don't count the pills if it's a lot in the bottle. They just don't have the time. They don't have the capacity. They don't, they count fast, whatever it is. This is where this area fell at. Think about it. Nobody has to tell you the count is correct if you're counting all the cards and you're counting the pills. The count was never done for the heart pills, the narcotic heart pills. When I spoke to Rebecca about the error, she meant staff signing at the end of the shift, signing the control sheet, throws the count off. The employee mentioned staff needs to sign as they give in the narcotic and not wait after because it throws the count off. Because sometimes people are given off memory and pop a pill twice. I didn't force Rebecca to get the staff to sign the control sheet or tell Rebecca to fix it in any way. Rebecca volunteered to fix it the next day because Rebecca was coming into work. They didn't have Rebecca's number, so they contacted Rebecca on some type of app or whatever to, hey, call the facility, I have a question. The employee didn't wait hours, didn't wait days. It was 15 minutes after the person had left the shift, Rebecca, the same day. Rebecca wasn't accused of anything. She was just simply asked did she notice anything different by the signature or account being off with any of the medicine. Rebecca said no, she didn't know. It said 53 was in the bottle, but 53 was circled. People, when you're doing the count with people, look at the paper, count the pills, look at the paper, count the pills, look at the paper, count the pills. Don't go by what somebody's saying because they're going to say a number and they're going to be just telling you stuff. And then always count the pills first. Don't never listen to what the person say because they're going to say a number to cover themselves. And it could be that they saying 53 because they circle 53 because they know the count is off, but they saying it's 54, but it's really 53 because 53 and 54 was circled. You got to be careful, okay? Because people are going to do what they can because they got the book. They can control what you're doing. You got to do the count. I was not trying to blame anyone. I was only trying to track the problem as we done in the past with my employees. I didn't report the issue because I did not know whether it was a signature problem or it was a missing pill. But Rebecca said she was going to handle it as she done so in the past to help employees fill in their name. That is not your job, employees. Yes, you want to help your teammates, but you see how this backdoor stuff try to help employees, it come back and bite you. Because when you're trying to leave your employee or your co-worker to help fix a problem, they're going to burn you. They're going to find a way to cover themselves. But you have to follow me. Rebecca was going to take care of it for the co-workers as she had done in the past. I would have made the call myself if I knew she was going to wait to clear her name, to talk to co-workers, to see and find out whether she was in the wrong. Think about it, team. I didn't need Rebecca to get the job. I didn't need Rebecca for the interview. I don't need Rebecca to do my job. Why would I need her to report an error for me? I don't have fear in admitting that I made an error. It is very sad that your staff is afraid of reporting an error and fear of losing their job or getting tagged for a crime. Fear is going to keep your staff lying about errors they make on the med card. One thing about a lie, the truth will come out one day. It is sad that staff will stay inside and allow the wrong person to take the fall for something they did not do or do not give. I have no reason to lie, take meds from anyone. My doctor can give me anything and everything I need. No, Rebecca is not a manager, but staff respect her experience and knowledge that she has about the clients. That's the only reason why Rebecca was contacted. I could have been dishonest, but wasn't, and still treated like a criminal by the management team when they didn't even have the full story or the facts of what happened or what occurred. If staff is so afraid of losing their job, they need to start paying attention and stop allowing people to distract them from doing their job during the med pad. Yes, it's easiest thing is to blame me for not signing the sheet that the count was correct, for contacting Rebecca and not management. But the right thing is to dig deeper for the truth and not to do what's easy, but to do what's right and find out what really occurred between those 2 days with the count of the heart pills. This reason and many other incidents are the main reason I mentioned to management that the facility needs cameras so that management do not have to rely on he say, she say to get information that may not be truthful. Cameras will provide a timeline. Rebecca can say she signed the sheet, I signed the sheet, the count was correct, but how much does her word really carry when she signed the control sheet for morphine from Mr. Samuel when his count was wrong? Rebecca left her 73 shift. Not only did she understand she didn't have the count correct, that she signed the sheet that it was correct, but she didn't understand the orders that the nurse had just put in that continued to change the order for the client. When the count was off by 4, it was counted with the second shift employee, and when the next employee came in for the next shift, the count was off. I didn't make a big deal out of it. I just asked them to fix the count and sign the sheet because 4 morphines were missing and wasn't accounted for. Management was not, because it could be resolved, but you can tell from one shift to another that the count was not done for the narcotic for the morphine because the error would have been caught. But medicine is being put on these cards and not being counted. So you have to be careful. Even if the sheet is not in the book, count it. Cover yourself, please. This is for any level, whether it's an RN, LPN, medication aid, or med tech. Anybody that's on the card, whatever your title is, count the bottle, count the pills, take your time, one at a time. Take them all out. It should be a tray of some kind where you can count them and individually count them and put them in the bottle. Individually, one by one. Don't count by 2s, don't count by 3s. Cover yourself. Okay, continue with the letter. All right. Some healthcare staff count the pills in the bottle and some don't. Regine, for the first time in 5 months, counted the heart pills, the narcotic heart pills, for the first time. Only because I told her to continue to count the pills. Don't walk away from your cart or get the cart without counting the pills because there has been some discrepancy with these pills. I would say signing the control sheet is not foolproof. It is counting every pill. It's foolproof that will prevent errors. But the most recent incident is with a beer being missing and not being signed. The staff still signed the sheet that the count was wrong. The count was correct, but it was wrong. It is not a narcotic. Sometimes some places have beer, alcohol, and you have to account for it because you don't want the staff to be drinking it. You just want the person that the doctor prescribed to be drinking it, okay? So there's no big deal. That's in some facilities. Like cigarettes. Some places sign out for cigarettes, so it's just no big deal. But make sure the count is right. And then you will have some people that, okay, well, that ain't nothing but beer. The count was wrong when I got here, but you need to report it to your manager. And then you'll have the people and you say, hey, did you report it to the manager? And whoever has them keys goes, no, I ain't reported. Report it to your manager. Because that person on the cart before you is being neglectful. If you be neglectful too, you're going to get fined. You're going to get penalized for it. So report it. I informed Miss Kathy that it was 1 beer off, and she said that she would handle it. And I told her that the narcotic book was signed that the count was right, but it's not right. Kathy was handed the narcotic sheet with the beer with the missing signature that the count was off. It was given to her, put in her office. Okay, you have Debbie. This is another example. Debbie didn't add the morphine to the card. She said that Mr. Russell Johnson, fake names people, wasn't going to use all those morphine, so there was no need to add the control sheet to the card. But the morphine was on, not pills, the morphine syringes was on the card. Okay, it does not matter if somebody's going to use their medicine, whether it's morphine, whether it's hydrocodone, whether it's Percocet, whatever it does not matter. If the pharmacist sent it, put it on the card, put it in the book. Don't make your judgment like you're the person of authority. Yes, you is a person of authority for that card right then, but you have to make the good decision of whether it's going to be used or not. Put it in the book, okay, people. Someone could have used that in error. That was an error on Miss Debbie's part. I'm just showing no one is perfect. I'm giving an example where all staff make errors. We all are doing the best we can and without causing harm. We all need education, not threats or being disrespectful for making an error. I know that management has to do their job and investigate the error. I wouldn't expect anything less to help find the truth. If it comes down to reporting the error, please be sure to report the whole white narcotic book and hand it over to whomever has to track the error, because there are several discrepancies in the narcotic sheet. Look in the old narcotic sheet. Nobody has informed management of fixing errors like adding a new sheet to a narcotic sheet when the count is off. They're stapling it together to the old narcotic sheet to correct the count, but the pill is still missing, and no one has reported the error. Things such as wrong color ink, pink, blue, yellow, orange, highlighted errors in the narcotic sheet. The count is off, the count is wrong, signatures missing, all the above are with the wrong that went wrong on those narcotic sheets. I hope this helped clear up many errors. This letter was sent in on the 21st. Management was informed that they had the letter. The employee was fired on the 23rd. The employee wasn't fired for not doing their job. The employee was fired for submitting this letter and exposing the holes in the facility, the center, the company, or whatever this person worked. People, be careful. When people are telling you to submit a statement, be careful. This is unlawful firing because they had no grounds to fire the person, to fire the employee. They try to keep a paper trail of what they felt like the employee was doing wrong, but the employee was clocking in on time. They try to come with them with clocking in on time. They try to come with the employee with not having up-to-date certification, but any RN and LPN always keep up their CPR, their nonviolence, their difference. That when they have worked in so many professional settings, those are things that they have to keep up with. So they try to come from their angle. They try to come in with you have to prove that you're not a legal alien. They kept telling this employee, you have 2 days to submit this, threatening them with a timeline and thinking that they couldn't perform. The employee was on vacation and had to come back from vacation to provide certain documents because they was trying to trap them of saying that they wasn't complying with turning in things for the facility, for the company, for the whatever. Be careful. When people are trying to track your movement, they are threatened by you. You have to be very careful when you're working in these places. It could be anything. This is called micro retaliation, and this is called unlawful firing. Be careful, people. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification button on all your devices. And Need to Know TV. And if something is wrong and something don't sound right, hit it in a comment. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's expose these places of people that are in positions that have no business in positions, and you're going to continue to lose employees because people are not feeling safe to come forward. I want to leave you with this. Always be honest. Always tell the truth. Always report anything that don't look right. I don't care how simple it is, how always document. Documentation was what would save you, and it might even be something that let you go. This employee put in a notice for transfer, but they rejected them and told them they didn't have a position when they know they were lying because the person always fill in. The nurse always fill in. They did not get in position. They said, we're going to take your transfer as a resignation. That's against the law. That's a transfer and a resignation. It's not the same thing. They terminated this employee simply because of this letter. They didn't terminate this employee because they wasn't doing their job. They wasn't on time. They wasn't doing their job. They didn't terminate them because the appeal was missing and they couldn't really track down how it happened. They terminated because the employee exposed all the holes. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification on all your devices on Need to Know TV. And I'll try my best to keep you updated on life. As I get these letters in, I will try to read them and I will try to post as much as I can, but I will not expose anyone's real name. Thank you. Goodbye.